Devin, it seems to me, watching you, that you're moving like you used to. Was it just a case of getting healthy and now you are?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was, dealt with some things in my foot that was kind of very triggering and trying to play through it. And man, it just took a lot of rehab to, just get back to myself. But now I'm able to just be myself and just have fun.
Devin, what made you want to come here to Las Vegas?
John Spatek, number one. We got a great relationship. When I got drafted 19, he took me out to dinner, on the process in Baton Rouge. He came down. We had a genuine relationship. Myself, him, his kids, his family. They used to wear my jersey and everything. And just when I came here on a visit, it was the first visit that I decided to take. And Coach P was genuine. And I could see the camaraderie he had and what he believed in and what he wanted to do with his organization. And I'm good. I'm cool with being part of a build. And then when the success happened, I feel like I had a part in it. So we just hit it off. With PG. He sat me down, walked me through the defense, showed me how I could be used, and that was very big because if you got good attributes, you want to be used to help the team. And that's what type of coach he is. And Coach JG had a lot of energy. And then playing for a guy like that, he make you want to come to work.
You said in the past that these can be opportunities for you to show what the past was.
Yeah.
Do you look at this as one of those opportunities?
Yeah, I look at it as an opportunity that I'm very grateful for. That's why I've been taking advantage of the OTAs and everything, the phases, to just come here and work my butt off and just show them that I'm committed, I'm bought in, and I appreciate the process. It ain't nothing like the process. You start from the bottom and then you try to work your way up to the top.
You and a legend bring a lot of experience to the table. So what do you try to teach these young guys?
Oh man, just how to grind. How to put your head down and grind, and how to be a smart football player. I think that's what Levante showed me. A lot of years playing together on just how to, play the game within the game, and you can go out there and make more plays. Because if you're not making plays, you're not helping your team. If we're just gonna be real, it's about what you can do on the field, and being able to get turnovers and key sacks, knocking people out of field goal range, and just communication. I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like that'll be helpful to this defense, to this team, to this organization is communication.
Can Spike share with you about his vision for this franchise they sold you?
Man, he want to win. When we got the Tampa together, they wasn't a winning franchise at the time. They have recently won before, just like the Raiders. And you got to bring in the right people. You got to bring in like-minded people. And I think that's just all what he's trying to do is just establish that identity. And that starts with the head coach and the GM, and you go get players that fit them. And I think that's what they've been doing. And you got to take it a day at a time. Rome wasn't built overnight. So we just finished some good practices, but we got to go reset and we got to keep working. So when we come back, we can pick up where we left off.
Do you think people have forgotten what you are?
No, that don't matter. I don't really care what nobody thinks. I accomplished a lot in life, and I still got goals to hit. So me reaching my goals, they'll find out. And they'll remember. They're gonna say, okay, all right.
What goals do you have? What do you want to prove at this point in your career?
Just prove that I'm a leader. I'm still a leader. I can have a high impact on the team, even in the community as well. Just showing I'm a good person. I got a good personality. I'm a team favorite. All my teammates like me. They know they're going to get the best out of me. Them the main goals, and just also, just going out there and playing to that all-pro, Pro Bowl level. If that's not why I'm playing the game, then I shouldn't be out there. So I can put that on Front Street is what I'm trying to do, and that just be the best I could be. And I'm surrounded by a bunch of guys that can help me be the best that I can be. Because it's 11 men on the field, when we going to war on defense. So those guys going to make me better, and I'm going to make them better.
Going back to your Super Bowl win, you got that game-sealing interception against Patrick Mahomes. How does that make you feel coming into this division, knowing you're going to get the opportunity to face him again?
We had some good battles with him. I think we played him 3 times.
Yeah.
They beat us 2, but we ultimately, got the good one. I got a lot of experience with him, just chasing him around. I was a spy in the game. I got to chase him around. And that was fun. Only thing I didn't get to do was playing Arrowhead. Every game was in Raymond James. So now I get to go back and forth, and it could be, a real good competition because, he's a great quarterback to play against. And I think he makes you rise up to the level of competition that he's going to play at. So, man, that was one of them games where you want to really, really play at your best because it's best on best, a good quarterback, good linebacker, going at it, making checks at the line of scrimmage, just trying to, beat one another, but within the game.
Devin, did you talk to Tom at all? Did he have anything to do with bringing? I mean, you played at a high level when you guys won the Super Bowl together.
I didn't talk to him as far as coming here, but once I got here and became part of the organization, I got to say some words with him and just kind of talk to him about just him being another inside piece and his vision for the team and how he can help and how he can help me and how we can help the team, as far as past experience. But other than that, man, I'm focused on the guys in the building. I'm glad that Tom is doing really well, especially like being an owner and stuff. Like I seen him in the locker room for 3 years and one of the best guys I ever been around, the best quarterback I ever seen. So it's good to have a little knowledge from him, bringing into this organization.
I know it's early on in the process, but what would you assess, the defense and how you guys are all kind of coming together?
I think it's fun. I think PG do a good job of putting everybody in position to make plays. And that was one of the biggest things that we talked about. And, it could be a lot of smoke until you get in the building, but he was like, it's not just, some coaches, this is my scheme, y'all gonna run it. He really put players in position to do what they do best. So he's been standing on his word, and I've been loving it. And I think anytime we got a problem, you can go to him, you can watch extra film with him. He don't mind. He watch ball all day. He can tell you everything before you can tell yourself. And so that's the good thing about him. He cares. Having a defensive coordinator that cares about you, cares about all the players, man, that's a winning program right there.
I saw you guys make some big plays on defense today, especially. It seemed like you were really spirited out there. What's that camaraderie been like so early going?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be the energizer bunny. Somebody got to do it. If I'm making a play or they making a play, you want to be hyped. And that has always been my MO. Just get the guys in the game and then everybody feed off one another energy. And even the other day we watched a video with Steve Nash on just how he was always high-fiving guys, bringing guys together, and it's just like a electricity. It's just static, just run through the organization. So I'm gonna make sure that I bring it, and hopefully they'll feed off my energy and they'll bring it. And when they're not bringing it, I can pick them up, and vice versa, because every day not gonna be my best day because it's really hot out here. So you gotta make sure that you in shape. You gotta make sure that you're hydrated and that you stand above level.
You've always been known as an energy guy, but what's it like to have Max Crosby on to
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because I swear to God that I never seen nobody with no stopping. And for him to be coming off an injury and out there with us every day, I'm talking about going full speed, like all out, like it's gonna be hard. But I'm up for the challenge, and I told him that once I first signed. Obviously us being in the same class and knowing each other, I told him to push me. Get it all out of me because I know you give it every play. That's why you set the standard of being, one of the best in the league, if not the best at his position. And, that's what I'm trying to get back to is just being at the top of my position. So it's good to have guys like that in the building.
Ashton named you as the guy he would challenge in a slap fighting contest. First of all, I assume you embrace that smoke.
I mean,
but you probably enjoyed the trash talking aspect of things, getting a guy's head out of that.
Yeah, my guy Darren Taylor, he shared that with me this morning. And that's crazy, I make it hard on him, but at the end of the day, man, he got a lot of weight on his shoulder. Being drafted 6 overall, that means he's coming in to play a great role in this organization on the offense. So man, I do what I do. I told him, bro, I was in the division with Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey for 4 or 5 years, and they brought it. So I'm just, sharing nuggets with him, kind of teaching him how to get open on his routes and what to do and what not to do and what we look for as far as when we guarding backs. But if he can tell you he had no catches on me, so none this offseason. So that just tell you who up, and he better be ready for training camp. But we ain't gonna do no slapping each other. I got kids.
Outside of the defensive line, there's not a lot of continuity on the defense. A lot of newcomers like yourself after a busy offseason of departures, and it's a new coaching staff. So what's the sense of urgency like right now in minicamp just to get this defense figured out?
I think we're doing a good job as far as getting the defense figured out, man. We got great coaches, they break it down for us. We meet together, the front end and the back end, and all together is one. The front end and the middle linebackers, we meet with them some just to all be on the same page. We do a lot of walkthroughs. Just for instance, I had a question, we did a walkthrough, and we got a combination called box, but I didn't know how they wanted to run it, so we walked through it today before practice. We got it in practice, no catch. So it's just, just being able to talk it out with them and just be on the same page. I think everybody is willing to learn and not trying to know it all because it's new for everybody. It's not, I know this defense, even though they played for PG, it's new perks within the defense. So even a guy like Max, he has to learn the new stuff, and I'm learning everything new. but it's similar coverage that I ran, you know, with my prior team. So that's what makes it easy as far as middle linebacker.
Any thoughts on Amari Gator so far?
Man, that guy worked extremely hard and he talk a lot. He worked extremely hard and he talk a lot, but he will help his team with his energy and, you know, his dog mentality.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet y'all.